Hello, everyone. This is Kim, and we are on Numbers 10. Thank you for joining me for this read. Now the Lord said to Moses, "Make 2 trumpets of beaten silver to be used for summoning the people to assemble and for signaling the breaking of camp. When both trumpets are blown, the people will know that they are to gather at the entrance of the tabernacle. But if only one is blown, then only the chiefs of the tribes of Israel shall come to you. Different trumpet blasts will be necessary to distinguish between the summons to assemble and the signal to break camp and move onward. When the travel signal is blown, the tribes camped on the east side of the tabernacle shall leave first. At the second signal, the tribes on the south shall go. Only the priests are permitted to blow the trumpets. This is a permanent instruction to be followed from generation to generation. When you arrive in the Promised Land and go to war against your enemies, God will hear you and save you from your enemies when you sound the alarm with these trumpets. Use the trumpets in times of gladness too, blowing them at your annual festivals and at the beginning of each month to rejoice over your burnt offerings and peace offerings. And God will be reminded of his covenant with you, for I am Jehovah your God. The cloud lifted from the tabernacle on the 20th day of the second month of the second year of Israel's leaving Egypt. So the Israelites left the wilderness of Sinai and followed the cloud until it stopped in the wilderness of Paran. This was their first journey after having received the Lord's travel instructions to Moses. At the head of the march was the tribe of Judah, grouped behind its flag and led by Nahshon, the son of Amminadab. Next came the tribe of Issachar, led by Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, and the tribe of Zebulun, led by Eliab, the son of Helon. The tabernacle was taken down, and the men of the Gershon and Merari divisions of the tribe of Levi were next in the line of march, carrying the tabernacle upon their shoulders. Then came the flag of the camp of Reuben, with Elizur the son of Shedeur leading his people. Next was the tribe of Simeon, headed by Shelumiel the son of Zurishaddai, and the tribe of Gad, led by Eliasaph the son of Deuel. Next came the Kohathites, carrying the items from the inner sanctuary. The tabernacle was already erected in its new location by the time they arrived. Next in line was the tribe of Ephraim behind its flag, led by Elishama, the son of Ammihud, and the tribe of Manasseh, led by Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur, and the tribe of Benjamin, led by Abidan, the son of Gideoni. Last of all were the tribes headed by the flag of the tribe of Dan, under the leadership of Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai, the tribe of Asher, led by Pagiel, the son of Ochran, and the tribe of Naphtali, led by Ahira, the son of Enan. That was the order in which the tribes traveled. One day Moses said to his brother-in-law Hobab, son of Reuel the Midianite, "At last we are on our way to the Promised Land. Come with us, and we will do you good, for the Lord has given wonderful promises to Israel." But his brother-in-law replied, "No, I must return to my own land and kinfolk." "Stay with us," Moses pleaded, "for you know the ways of the wilderness and will be of great help to us. If you come, you will share in all the good things the Lord does for us." They traveled for 3 days after leaving Mount Sinai, with the ark at the front of the column to choose a place for them to stop. It was daytime when they left, with the cloud moving along ahead of them as they began their march. As the ark was carried forward, Moses cried out, "Arise, O Lord, and scatter your enemies. Let them flee before you." And when the ark was set down, he said, "Return, O Lord, to the millions of Israel." The people were soon complaining about all their misfortunes, and the Lord heard them. His anger flared out against them because of their complaints. So the fire of the Lord began destroying those at the far end of the camp. They screamed to Moses for help, And when he prayed for them, the fire stopped. Ever after, the area was known as the place of burning, because the fire from the Lord burned among them there. Then the Egyptians who had come with them began to long for the good things of Egypt. This added to this discontent of the people of Israel, and they wept. Oh, for a few bites of meat! Oh, that we had some of the delicious fish we enjoyed so much in Egypt, and the wonderful cucumbers and melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. But now our strength is gone, and day after day we have to face this manna. The manna was the size of small seeds, whitish yellow in color. The people gathered it from the ground and pounded it into flour, then boiled it, and then made pancakes from it. They tasted like pancakes fried in vegetable oil. The manna fell with the dew during the night. Moses heard all the families standing around their tent doors weeping, and the anger of the Lord grew hot. Moses too was highly displeased. Moses said to the Lord, "Why pick on me to give me the burden of a people like this? Are they my children? Am I their father? Is that why you have given me the job of nursing them along like babies until we get to the land you promised their ancestors? Where am I supposed to get meat for all these people? For they weep to me, saying, 'Give us meat.' I can't carry this nation by myself. The load is far too heavy. If you are going to treat me like this, please kill me right now. It will be a kindness. Let me out of this impossible situation." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Summon before me 70 of the leaders of Israel. Bring them to the tabernacle to stand there with you. I will come down and talk with you there, and I will take of the Spirit which is on you, and will put it upon them also. They shall bear the burden of the people along with you, so that you will not have the task alone. And tell the people to purify themselves, for tomorrow they shall have meat to eat. Tell them the Lord has heard your tearful complaints about all you left behind in Egypt, and he is going to give you meat. You shall eat it, not for just a day or 2 or 5 or 10 or even 20. For 1 whole month you will have meat until you vomit it from your noses, for you have rejected the Lord who is here among you, and you have wept for Egypt." But Moses said, "There are 600,000 men alone, besides all the women and children, and yet you promise them meat for a whole month. If we butcher all our flocks and herds, it won't be enough. We would have to catch every fish in the ocean to fulfill your promise." Then the Lord said to Moses, "When did I become weak? Now you shall see whether my word comes true or not." So Moses left the tabernacle and reported Jehovah's words to the people, and he gathered the 70 elders and placed them around the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in the cloud and talked with Moses, and the Lord took of the Spirit that was upon Moses and put it upon the 70 elders, and when the Spirit rested on them, they prophesied for some time. But 2 of the 70, Eldad and Medad, were still in the camp, and when the Spirit rested upon them, they prophesied there. Some young men ran and told Moses what was happening, and Joshua, the son of Nun, one of Moses' personally chosen assistants, protested, "Sir, make them stop." But Moses replied, "Are you jealous for my sake? I only wish that all of the Lord's people were prophets, and that the Lord would put his Spirit upon them all." Then Moses returned to the camp with the elders of Israel. The Lord sent a wind that brought quail from the sea, and let them fall into the camp and all around it. As far as one could walk in a day in any direction, there were quail flying 3 or 4 feet above the ground. So the people caught and killed quail all that day and through the night, and all the next day too. The least anyone gathered was 100 bushels. Quail were spread out all around the camp. But as everyone began eating the meat, the anger of the Lord rose against the people, and he killed large numbers of them with a plague. The place of the graves caused by lust, because they buried the people there who had lusted for meat and for Egypt. And from that place they journeyed to Hazeroth, where they stayed a while. One day Miriam and Aaron were criticizing Moses because his wife was a Cushite woman. And they said, "Has the Lord spoken only through Moses? Hasn't he spoken through us too?" But the Lord heard them. Immediately he summoned Moses, Aaron, and Miriam to the tabernacle. "Come here, you 3," he commanded. So they stood before the Lord. Now Moses was the humblest man on earth. When the Lord descended on the cloud and stood at the entrance of the tabernacle, Aaron and Miriam stepped forward. He commanded, and they did. And the Lord said to them, even with a prophet I would communicate by visions and dreams, but that is not how I communicate with my servant Moses. He is completely at home in my house. With him I speak face to face, and he shall see the very form of God. Why then were you not afraid to criticize him? Then the anger of the Lord grew hot against them, and he departed. As the cloud moved from above the tabernacle, Miriam suddenly became white with leprosy. When Aaron saw what had happened, he cried out to Moses, "Oh, sir, do not punish us for this sin. We were fools to do such a thing. Don't let her be as one dead, whose body is half rotted away at birth." And Moses cried out to the Lord, "Heal her, O God, I beg you." And the Lord said to Moses, "If her father had but spit in her face, she would be defiled 7 days. Let her be banished from camp for 7 days, and after that she can come back again." So Miriam was excluded from the camp for 7 days, and the people waited until she was brought back in before they traveled again. Afterwards they left Hazeroth and camped in the wilderness of Paran. Jehovah now instructed Moses, "Send spies into the land of Canaan, the land I am giving to Israel. Send one leader from each tribe." The Israelis were camped in the wilderness of Paran at that time. Moses did as the Lord had commanded and sent these 12 tribal leaders: Shammua, son of Zakur, from the tribe of Reuben; Shaphat, son of Hori, from the tribe of Simeon; Caleb, son of Jephunneh, from the tribe of Judah; Igal, son of Joseph, from the tribe of Issachar; Hoshea, son of Nun, from the half-tribe of Ephraim; Palti, son of Raphu, from the tribe of Benjamin; Gaddiel, son of Sadi, from the tribe of Zebulun; Gadi, son of Susi, from the tribe of Joseph, actually the half-tribe of Manasseh; Amiel, son of Gamali, from the tribe of Dan; Sithur, son of Michael, from the tribe of Asher; Nabi, son of Vophsi, from the tribe of Naphtali; Geuel from Mashi, for the tribe of Gad. It was at this time that Moses changed Hoshea's name to Joshua. Moses sent them out with these instructions: "Go northward into the hill country of the Negeb, and see what the land is like. See also what the people are like who live there, whether they are strong or weak, many or few, and whether the land is fertile or not, and what cities there are, and whether they are villages or are fortified, whether the land is rich or poor, and whether there are many trees. Don't be afraid, and bring back some samples of the crops you see." The first of the grapes were being harvested at that time. So they spied out the land all the way from the wilderness of Zin to Rehob near Hamath. Going northward, they passed first through the Negeb, and arrived at Hebron. There they saw the Ahimanites, Shishites, and Talmites, all families descended from Anak. By the way, Hebron was very ancient, having been founded 7 years before Tanis in Egypt. Then they came to what is now known as the Valley of Eshcol, where they cut down a single cluster of grapes so large that it took 2 of them to carry it on a pole between them. They also took some samples of the pomegranates and figs. The Israelis named the valley Eshcol at that time, meaning cluster, because of the cluster of grapes they found. After 40 days of exploration, they returned from their tour. They made their report to Moses, Aaron, and all the people of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh, and they showed the fruit they had brought with them. This was their report: "We arrived in the land you sent us to see, and it is indeed a magnificent country, a land flowing with milk and honey. Here is some fruit we have brought as proof, but the people living there are powerful, and their cities are fortified and very large, and what's more, we saw Anakim giants there. The Amalekites live in the south, while in the hill country there are the Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites. Down along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, and in the Jordan River Valley, are the Canaanites. But Caleb reassured the people as they stood before Moses. "Let us go up at once and possess it," he said, "for we are well able to conquer it." "Not against people as strong as they are," the other spies said. They would crush us." So the majority report of the spies was negative. The land is full of warriors, the people are powerfully built, and we saw some of the Anakim there, descendants of the ancient race of giants. We felt like grasshoppers before them. They were so tall. And that is the end of the read today. I pray that you are having a blessed day, and God bless you.